Broadcast live.
Coco!
What's happening?
Yeah.
Good?
Yeah.
Nice.
We just landed. Wagwan.
It's 9.
You know what I'm saying?
Never die in the rain.
Yeah, but look at the drip though. Look at the drip though. Look at the drip though. Came with the pack of waist. Just, comfortable way.
Just to say what?
Actually in the building, finally.
Finally.
We've actually made it.
It happened.
It actually really happened.
It's a pretty big yard, eh?
Yo, I won't lie.
Thank you. Finally, we here, Champagne.
Yeah,
69.
we made it.
Yes,
You know what I'm
what's up,
saying?
gents?
So good to see you,
I'm
Blas.
gonna reach out.
For real.
Well,
Congratulations.
Thank you
Waves
so
never
much.
die.
Very
you so
serious
much.
business.
Serious business.
Very serious business.
How long have you guys been working on the project? I saw you had the singles you dropped in 2020 also in it there.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, so this seems like this has been a journey.
Yeah, very long
it's
time.
Probably like 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
We're like also like, bro, niggas just with like timing, we get it so confused. Some people are saying 3 years, some people are saying 2 years. It's just been a really long time.
Yeah.
I personally believe it's like 2.5 years, but you could on and off, type of thing. But we've definitely been in and out of the studio. Also, just like, I feel like people also underestimate the power of like the phone calls that you have in between. Because you might not be in studio, but that doesn't mean you're not working on the thing, You're kind of sitting like, yo, okay, cool. How are we going to execute this thing? When is the time? Should we add some? Should we remove some? That sort of thing.
Yeah, but the idea of Waves Never Die was longer than that.
Yeah.
Like we spoke about it in the car. Like on the way to a gig, like probably 4 years ago.
Yeah.
But we like one day, it was supposed to be a tour. Wanted to make like a tour with like Jay, Marley, Patrick, like, all the pioneers of like the new wave. And then we eventually like, actually scratch that. We're gonna call it our album, Waves Never Die.
That's crazy. In between that, you've been doing like the radio thing, you'd normally just drop your freestyles, and I'm like, these two, like the personality on the projects when you're together are not the same as solos. You a little bit more reflective, like when you, just from what we've picked up, How do you discern that this is why I'm reflective here? Why are you reflective on your solo shit, right? Because you're not as reflective on the Champagne shit. It's more celebratory,
I think the best way to describe that, and like, I think people kind of ask the question in very different ways, but that same question, what it comes down to is like, if you've ever watched Dragon Ball Z, right? You see Goku and you see Vegeta, right? And then when they fuse, whichever fusion, Vegeta, Gogeta, whatever, it becomes a whole new character.
Yeah.
And that's what this is. It's like the combination of ideas becomes something else entirely. It's still informed by the same people, but it exists on a completely different plane, And I think that combination is what makes Champagne69 so cool. I think you can see Willis Stelios as an individual, you can see Blade as an individual, but when those people come together, it becomes something else entirely. And I think that's the beauty of the journey, the creative art.
The first time that you guys met, did you guys know that you'll have this long-term relationship?
Not at all.
But we've been friends for long. We've been friends since like grade 8.
Okay.
So
just didn't think it was going to turn out to be like this that we're sitting at right now. That's just sort of a product of life.
Yeah. Where you guys from?
Like
what? Like born? Like life? Or
like I guess.
I
guess that seems like an easy question. Are you northern guys? Northwestern guys?
Oh yeah,
Western guys?
Yeah, I'm from Limpopo. Yeah.
I was born in Cape Town, but I feel like a Joburg nigga, to be honest.
Yeah. So school, this is like school is literally
high
the mutual
school,
place.
NSA, the National School of the Arts.
We met at NSA.
Yeah. Of course, NSA.
Of course, NSA.
Yeah.
Of course, NSA.
Multi-talented.
You know what I mean? And I'm just gonna touch on this and I'm gonna leave it, right? I know that like one of the other reasons that we never did something, you guys wanted to do something special, when we did an interview.
Yeah, for sure.
And I remember like for you guys it was a big thing to get Riky to interview you guys.
Absolutely.
You remember that?
Absolutely.
His passing, what did that mean to you guys? It meant for a lot of us, it kind of hit us in different ways.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just for you guys, what was it? And what was the one thing that you guys remember about him that literally like, that goes, oh yeah, this was what Riky was to us individually and as a group?
Let me go first. I think the one moment, I think we were like having a party or something, And then we were going to pick up, because he had the Russian Bear thing going on at the time. So we're gonna go pick up stock to like sell at the bar for this party that we're having with our friends or whatever. And we were just supposed to pick up and get out. I think we ended up being there for like 42 an hour, because then he ended up showing us like the schematics of Cotton Fest and like what his vision was, what he wanted to do. And then he started asking us about like the lineup and stuff like that. And for me, I think that moment was like what our relationship was with Riky. I think there was always music, but it was the larger thing was like, where are we going with culture? You know, and I don't want to use the word like loosely, but it's like, what are we putting forward, or what's the way we can make this thing like work out all together and figure out how to do something really cool that's going to last forever, you know? So even outside of that, like again, yes, we're talking about music, but generally be like, yo, like what's the fashion ideas, you know, what's the culture ideas, or what are the people doing, what are we gonna add to what the people are doing, or what's our plan just in terms of like South African culture and South African history. I don't think we labeled it specifically like that, but our conversations were always going like that. Yeah. You know?
And he was also very, he also always made time for people like to have conversations deeper than like music or culture, you know what I mean? Like you could get on a phone call with him and speak about life, and like, you know, he was always he was always there to guide. Like he was a guiding light for a lot of people, not just us, but like culturally, like for everyone.
Dog. Like
he was never stingy with the information, you know what I mean? And that's like essentially what an OG is supposed to be to like the rest of us. It's like, you know, is to be a guiding light. The light is passed on, it's not kept, you know what I mean? Yeah. So he was just like, that's the person he was, just like
I mean, it would have been interesting to hear the type of content, conversations that you guys would have had,
bro,
in the public.
He probably has everything on camera like that. There's probably some file or something like that where he's got everything on. But I think that's the thing also about like the type of thing that we're doing, and I think specifically even going back to Waves Never Dies, it's like it is music, yes, but that music is a representation of like an energy and a I think the word is like socialization and like the way we kind of connect with each other. So the music, yes, stands as one thing, but then the cover is a representation of how the creativity has changed, and then also like how we represent ourselves and the type of content that we shoot and how we shoot it is still a part of that like Waves Never Die energy, you know? And I think that's just kind of like, that is the torch being passed on, you know? I mean, I think obviously because we come from NSA, like we had bigger ideas than just music, but it's just kind of like the packaging of how all these things come together. And that was the type of conversations we're having with Riky, not necessarily with our stuff or his stuff, but just like in general. It's like how we're gonna approach this thing.
Yeah, I mean, getting into that, when you get into the intro, the album, which is, it's a little bit reflective, you know, the album, the intro is very reflective, aspirations, you know, fears, you know, and all those things put together in one. My question was, from your guys' perspective, you know what would culture look like as a success, but you guys as players in culture, what do you guys do within that success, and what does success look like as players in the culture?
Quick answer. I've already been trying to act in the thing, but the problem is like niggas is just weird, you know? But it's like, I mean, you know, Riky talks about it in the skit on the album where it's just like, we have to be there for each other and protect each other, you know? And the kind of energy with the album right now is to just make hip hop niggas get together, you know? It's like, you know, we're always, and I don't want to take it here, but it's just the best example. It's like we're always kind of crying about, look, how like Amapiano niggas is always together. It's like, bro, I'm not even like Amapiano like that, but I've been in the bus with them niggas, and they're convoying wherever someone is performing, like they're always moving together. The riders split between everybody, whether you're on stage or you're not. Like that's the kind of energy that like I'm also trying to like push for hip hop, you know, where it's like when we had the listening session the other night, like a small thing, but like Benny Chill isn't on the album, but he was out there. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's things like
wasn't on the album,
but they're out there.
You know
like those things are like super important in terms of just showing support for the people around us, you know. And I think obviously like we've always spoken about like hip hop being a contact sport, but it doesn't have to be like that. And especially because of the type of music that we make, like we're making, like you said, celebratory music. Like we're trying to have a good time, and that good time doesn't happen without people. And what are we doing if we're having a hip hop environment without other hip hop artists? Whether we're there or not.
I think like we always, even before we did music, was our thing was just to always bring people together.
Yeah.
And also like push the culture forward because we did parties before. And we knew people that performed and we gave the platform because we were like, okay guys, well, here's our party. Because obviously you're not gonna perform at Sumo.
Yeah.
So here's a place for
way
you
to make it happen.
Here's a way to make it happen and get your music out there to like a large majority of the people. So yeah, I think we were always just those people that would bring people together. But obviously now it's a weird one because obviously at the end of the day, a lot of people a lot of like rappers are just like in their own bubble. You wanna be in your own circle because you know that's how you taught. Like this is rap. Like you gotta keep your circle close.
But
where
that
it doesn't have to be like that.
It really, I think also it's like people are carrying a spirit that's generally not theirs. Like sometimes I get shocked when I'm sitting with other rappers and I'm like, dog, you're actually cool. Like what's your story? Like, why are you hiding yourself? Like, why are you shying away from like, we're all inheriting the spirit of like hip hop, but I think we're actually confusing it at the same time, you know? Because even the same people that a lot of people will idolize, like if you're looking at like Young Thug and like, you know, that like gangs, like there's a lot of people in there. And if you're actually paying attention to their like you look at like Lil Yachty and you see like the studio sessions that he's in or the people that he's hanging out with, like they don't have to make music together, but they're together. Yeah. They go to a pop-up together or like, yo, dude, I got a show, like, you know, rock out, like I just got a little rider, you know what I'm saying? Like let's do it together. Like and it's like we're inheriting, I think, the wrong spirit. Yeah. Because it's not even like hip hop is actually like that. It's not secluded. Yeah. It's not closed up.
Yeah. I mean, I was I guess like when you're posing and I made a little resolution. I said I'm a smile on all my pictures.
For sure.
I don't understand why I'm never smiling in pictures. For sure. You know, but it's what you're saying is powerful because we've inherited a spirit that's not ours.
No,
which isn't. Literally, forget about confusing hip hop. It limits who we need to become.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And by the time we see that's who we are supposed to become, our time has passed. The age has passed. You know? And it's great that you guys are literally doing that. And I guess for all of us, it's like, because I believe we want community, right?
Yeah, for sure.
From mine, it's like, how do I connect and understand what's happening and see the world through your guys' eyes also, you know? Because I also know things that like you guys are still about to know. But I can speed you up on the information. You know what I mean? It's like, like you see the relationship that you had with Riky was the relationship that I had with him, but in reverse.
Right. That's crazy.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Know, he called me a lot, like, yo, I'm seeing things like this. What do you think? You know, we'd also argue a lot. You know,
for sure. Like, that's where the shit's at.
You know what I mean? So that's why I said I never realized how much I was connected or what we were to each other, where he was like, I mean, I'd always have my quarterly calls with him.
Right.
He'd call me out, yo, Slicks, what you think about this? You know, the energy. And then I'd give him my view. Slicks, I get you, man.
Yeah, it could be like this, it could be like that.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's the energy of connection, and it's not the energy of agreeing to everything also.
But understanding, I think is the point.
Exactly.
You know, understanding and sharing information is what it is.
I think that, but like going back to hip hop though, I was thinking, I wanted to write an article about it, and I was saying that whole contact sport thing though is dead though, if you think about it. Who is the biggest hip hop artist right now?
Drake.
Okay. Who was the biggest hip hop artist maybe like 10 years ago? You might not know, right?
Probably like DMX or something.
I'm not sure.
DMX is in the 90s.
Oh no, it was like the early 2000s. Oh no. Probably like Lil Wayne or someone.
Lil Wayne, Jay-Z.
Right.
What is the difference between those guys? Between Drake and all those guys?
I don't know, maybe timing, I suppose.
I think that, like, I thought about it this morning, and people might, so I was writing the article, I was saying, Drake is like the global Zola 7.
Sure.
Why does he retweet like Uncle Waffles? Why does he literally like put like black coffee on a joint, you know? Why does he get Lil Durk straight out of jail onto a joint, you know? This guy literally understands his power. He's star power. And he knows that he could just do this one thing.
And inject you and you're out of here.
And so many people have been gone after that as well, you know?
Yeah. After Drake co-sign, you all know that.
Now, where does that come from?
It comes from collaborating. It comes from like connecting with people.
Well, what is the human energy that creates that?
You have the answer. Please give it to us. Now you're making us do mathematics. I don't want to think too much. I don't want to get it wrong, to be honest.
Ah, shame. Okay, cool.
Keys, I don't want
you like the guy that does that?
No, I don't want to. Hey, yo, like, I don't want to get
it's
it wrong.
love, bro.
Right.
It's a simple, basic thing that kind of boils down to love. There's a love for the culture. There's understanding of, you know, I mean, I love Yeezy, but he'll be, but like I've realized that Drake is probably doing super well. Got a bunch of money too.
Yeah.
But you hardly hear him talk about that. But you see more of his energy with connecting with people in the world.
Yeah. You
know what I mean?
I love that nigga's Instagram page because there's so many photos of him like holding a glass of something and there's just gang homies in the photo.
Yeah.
Like that's just a majority of his page. It's like he's celebrating something or he's with like other homies or he linked up with someone. It's like I had a thought like a couple of years ago about like how is it that we never have our closest friends in photos on our Instagram? Like what are we doing? Do you know what I'm saying?
It's
like,
that because we got the wrong energy. And that's why I wanted to use Drake as an example. And I was saying, already the biggest artist is moving with love. Already the biggest artist is moving with like building culture. Not in his circle. He did it for Wizkid. He did it for Black Coffee. He was on Uncle Waffle's page 24 hours ago. He knows what that means.
He knows what it can do.
He knows what that cosign means. He ain't stupid. He's got the best advisors. He knows it's gonna spin. He's got the best advisors. He doesn't have to do that. We've never, like the last artist that I say, that's why I'm saying it's like a global Zola 7. Because literally it's that, it comes from a movement of love. So why can't even hip-hoppers literally just see that instead of going, yo, why is it on Uncle Waffle's page? It's not on this. Why isn't? You gotta go. This guy is moving with love, but you got your fans too. But you're not showing love to the guy, the up and coming guy. Do you know what I mean? You're not. You're not on Drake's level, but you probably like you Champagne69. But there's someone else that's like Beer 45. That's just trying to like just be seen. And all you have to do is just retweet his shit.
For sure.
100%.
And that's part of what hip hop needs to do and move in that spirit, right?
I think Riky even moved in that spirit.
Exactly.
I just think that the trickiest part of it is that like, I mean, I don't necessarily think we have this problem because when you listen to the tape and you know who you worked on, like, a lot of those people, like a lot of people don't know. You know? But like, the problem now is like our hip hop community in South Africa has to unlearn a bunch of stuff. And unlearning is a very tricky process because firstly, you have to choose to unlearn it. There's no reason for a person to remove themselves out of that thing if they're already comfortable there and it poses them no threat or no problems. You have to kind of engage with it. Like I remember, and this was the craziest thing for me about having Priddy on the album, is that Priddy was just one of those people that, you know, like when you go to the same gigs, like you bump into a brew and you'll have a chat here and you bump into the brew and you had a chat there. The one time, it was probably my birthday, like 3 years ago, and I had his number and I'm like, yo dog, actually I need your help, can you please pull up to this thing I'm doing at Rockets? And he's like, dog, it's all love, I do have stuff to do, but I'll pull out for 10 minutes. That nigga stayed for an hour. I was like, you know, and we had like a really lovely conversation. And it's like that's a nigga that I know that moves purely out of love. Like, bro, that guy got a shorty and a child. Like, he got no time to be playing with like other niggas outside. You know what I'm saying? But he genuinely shows love, and it's like it's not that they aren't people, but it's just like you kind of have to motivate or encourage someone and teach them what it means to just move out of love. You know. And I think people, obviously at the beginning, they need to make that choice. It's going to be difficult to tell a 25K, yo, be with all the homies. You know, because he's got his homies.
Because you find that he's learned like from where he's from that, you know.
This is like, this is where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. It poses him no problem to be there because that's where he's comfortable, and there's no problem with doing that. So you don't have to remove him from that thing. But it will be beautiful if he's with everybody.
But maybe a guy like 25K, using him as an example, he could be going, he already sees that a lot of people don't move with love. So he's got so he's defensive. Do you know what I mean?
So this is the PSA then.
This
is the PSA right now.
You know what I mean? And that's why I love this conversation, side note. You know?
Sure.
Because it's exactly that, you know. I mean, you know, I mean, when we talk about Riky, he's probably like the ambassador of it from your generation perspective. But the thing is that don't do it because you want to be seen. Don't do it because you think...
operate it because you actually
do it because it's a real thing. And you don't have to be on Ricky's level to do it. Do you know what I mean? Because I can tell you right now, for the work that you guys are doing, and you guys are still growing individually and as a group, you know what I mean? But there's someone that literally goes, if I could go to where Champagne69 is at, that's a fucking big deal for them.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you know what I mean? So I think everyone has that responsibility. And it's not even about like trying to hang out, because I also don't like, I'm an introvert. I don't like hang out. But if you come with good energy,
you're
I'm not going to shut you down.
Like, super easy.
You know what I mean? It's almost like even with the interviews that we try to do, it's like, I'll call once, I'll call twice, but I don't want to fight to call because it's like, you know, I mean, if that's not your energy, then
you just keep it moving.
And it's also calm. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I think we also take things too personally, and that's what I'm saying. Like, if a person is comfortable in a specific environment, that just means that your agenda and their agenda don't align. That doesn't mean that his agenda is wrong or my agenda is wrong.
Exactly.
You know? But what's important is that you try it out. Like, you'll lose 100% of the time if you don't try. You know, so you make that call once, you make it twice. If you have the endurance, you'll do it 7 times. You hear stories about niggas that will, you know, pester people for years before something comes out, and then it becomes the most beautiful thing. You know, just test your endurance, test your limits. You know, but I think the most important thing is to try. After that, it's bigger.
I mean, look, there's also a level of respect.
Yeah, for sure.
You know
for
what
sure,
I mean? At the same time,
and self-respect as well.
Self-respect. Yeah, at the same time, I'm not reaching out to you because I feel I'm lesser. I'm reaching out to you because I respect you. Right? If you don't reciprocate, it's either you don't have time for me or you don't show me the same respect. So it doesn't mean I will not respect you. I'll just step back and go, okay, cool.
Hey, yo, you guys are making Slikour mad. My dog is upset. He's upset. I'm playing.
I'm the coolest nigga. Cooler than a polar bear. You know what I mean? But it's just that I love the conversation because I'm not even talking about streams, but people literally people pick up energy. Fans pick up energy. Y'all think your fans are stupid, they pick up energy.
For sure.
Don't be out here trying to think that people want to be happy. We can see that y'all ain't even happy when you're doing this. We could see that y'all doing this for the wrong reasons because you just want to do that. You want to fuck some hoes. You want to do this with the brands. We can see that. People love real movements. Because even them, they have friends who they go, I want to but they want to get that vibe in the music. And y'all thinking that but Piano is literally making everybody feel that, yo, but y'all guys are not creating that. Even if you were in Braamfontein, you're not creating that energy. You're creating that energy of, yo, I'm in this corner and it's tough for everybody in the world, bro. It's tough for everybody, but you have the voice to say things to make me feel better. You got the talent, you got the mic. Say that shit,
for sure.
You know? And even if it's tough for you, then go fucking get a wardrobe that makes it look like it's not tough so I can be motivated. Because I can see that shit. That nigga just said the shit I'm going through, but he looks so fly. I'm inspired. You know what I mean? And that's what I love about what you guys are doing. It's like, it doesn't matter where it is, y'all just stay fly.
For sure.
Yo, man.
Number one prerogative, baby. You know what I'm saying? We don't play with it.
Riky said it, man. The best decision he ever made was just to be fly.
Just to stay dripped, dog.
I have to think about what I wear when I meet up with you guys also. Not to say that
for sure. You know.
I was looking whether my colors are matching this morning.
You understand, it's the pressure, you know what I'm saying? A lot of niggas can't handle it.
No, it's not even up for debate. I'm sorry. It's different.
We've been doing this for
we're doing this for a long time, dog. We're vets now.
For a long time.
Between y'all, I mean, I saw you in the beats. You're mixing this classical hip hop. You're mixing up you're missing the 808s. I mean, with the inspirations between the two of you guys, who's the more rappity guy and who's the more I
don't even know why he's asking the question, bro.
It's definitely me. I think it's because as a young kid, like when I listened to music, I listened to the deep stuff. And also my mom was a big R&B fan. So I enjoyed the soulful stuff.
Yeah.
I think like obviously with the times that came, trap was cool, but at the end of the day, when I go home, I'm bumping West Side Gun.
Yeah.
I'm bumping Rock Marciano. I'm bumping, you know, I'm like, that's like my shit. Like I love that. Yeah. I'm a rap fanatic.
I feel that there was a conversation about this between the two of you guys.
To be honest, I don't necessarily think it was a conversation. Like I always used to tell William, like, I think the thing we're always missing is that we're putting ourselves in a specific pocket when it like we can do whatever we feel is right. And like William knows, every time I enter the studio, I just do whatever the fuck I want. And I would always encourage him to do the same. It's like, yo, dog, like, what do you feel like? Like, do that thing that you feel like doing. That's the most important thing. You know, once something is operated like completely out of happiness, like whatever comes afterwards is, you know, whatever comes afterwards. But you're also proud of the product because you're like, this is what I wanted to do. You know?
But we try our best to blend the two.
To kind
That's why like
make
on
it
like
make
Go
sense.
Get It, it's like it's very jiggy hip hop, but it's still like still got that 808 feel to it. You know what I mean? And even the intro, like you can see it's two halves. Like it's a perfect display of actually who we are as individuals. I'm rapping, and then when Sia jumps in, the bass is in, it's like it's bumping. You know?
And Sia, like that's when I gotta get my bigger headphones, and I'm like, "Fulgo's I go to team that shit."
and you know, to be honest, like I resolved myself like a couple of years ago that like I'm actually okay with people just consuming my music for vibes. Because I think just because of the way because of the way my shit sounds, like people don't think I'm actually saying like really cool shit or like really important shit or like really personal shit. I always am. I just say it like really cool. So everybody's like, oh yo, that's just bumping, but it's like, yo, Nick, I'm actually crying. Like it's actually really deep. But it's calm. Like I've actually resolved myself to that, you know? And I think there are some kids that like pick it up. Like I have these like die hard kids that will literally repeat the words that I use on one day, you know? Because those kids are like really trying to pay attention and they're really trying to like, you know, get where I'm coming from. But I think the kind of picture and the agenda is bigger than that, you know? It's bigger than me worried about whether people can hear me or not. It's like, are you enjoying the music? Then perfect. We're trying to have a good time. Life is shit. The world is burning. Like, we can complain every other day, but you didn't come to the club to cry.
I was listening because there's a little bit of that mumble rap thing, and I saw one of your videos, William, and I was like, oh, okay. So is it like is mumbling rap the way you were doing it? There was like working out like the mumble, just like you were working out the mumble, you know. And I was like, is mumbling like an ad lib with the rhythm? Do you know?
No, it's like it's an execution thing. So it's like you could say what. Or you could say what. Do you know what I'm saying? Or you could say what. It's like that. It's just about how you're executing the language. I think that's also where I find the most fun. Is like the thing for me that's interesting about mumbles is that it's like we've been using the same words for so long. There's so many people that make music. There are only so many different ways we can try the thing. But your voice is different and you can try it in many ways. And his voice is different, you can try it in many ways. That's where I find the joy in like making music. It's like, I could say the same words. I could use the word drip, the most boring word on the fucking planet at this point. But I could use that word, but it's like, I wanna kind of make it exciting and feel new. And that's why like some of the shit sounds incorrigible from my end is because I'm trying to find new ways to execute something that we've already executed. To give it a fresh feel and make it interesting.
I get it. So you drop the P. Dre.
You know what I'm saying? You know, so you just Dre. Where it comes from you, Dre. Do you know what I'm saying? You still saying it.
Or you just say, what?
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Or you just say, just like when the song is about to end, you go, Dre. And then let the beat go. And then the whole song finishes and you go,
easy.
Nicely.
Easy. There's a different execution. It's still the same thing. Still the same thing.
That's incredible. It's technique,
it's technique.
Obviously, for old heads, it doesn't make sense because we're trying to hear what you're saying.
But you see, but it still kind of like comes back to hip hop because you know you got the you know that was technique, right? You got Busta Rhymes, you know, you got like Nas who's storytelling, you got Jay-Z who's you got DMX, you know what I mean? It's everything. You got Nelly, you know what I mean? It's all technique.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you know what I mean? The difference is that they said the words.
Well, to be honest, and yo, also my gripe is that like I think also when people listen to kind of the hip hop, what hip hop has evolved into now, and the kind of like the popular hip hop, they also assume that nothing important is being said.
Yeah.
That is where my gripe is.
Yeah.
And it's like it's cool to enjoy shit for like vibes and we're having a party or whatever, but like we're forgetting that the person behind the mic is still a person. Yeah. Like that nigga has his own experience of life. Yes, there's a whole lot of like lean raps and drug raps and whatever, but it's like niggas are still in pain.
Yeah.
There'll still be that one song where they're crying about a shorty, no matter how many hoes. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? There'll still be that one song about, oh my God, I almost OD'd, as much as they're selling you drugs. Like, there's still people in there, and sometimes you just have to dig a little deeper to find out what that person's agenda really is. So that's why I know for myself, like, when I'm a fan of someone, I'm a proper fan of someone.
Yeah,
because I look up the lyrics and I'll listen to that nigga like every day to consume this energy of what this person is. Like, I like gun raps, but I'm not a fan of guns. I don't like violence, but it's because I understand the character behind this thing, and I understand why. I'm trying to look for why he's using the words that he does and how he makes it sound like that. Like, those are the things that I'm looking at. So when I'm a fan of someone, I'm like a diehard. And then I'll be able to tell when that person is completely changed and they've fallen off.
So, sorry, it's great. I love it.
Sure. Sure.
I mean, but then do you guys feel that like because while I was listening to the album, I mean, one of the things that I tried doing is that I tried to find my cheat code. I was going, you know what, just like, go read the lyrics,
Right.
Don't you guys feel you did a disservice though by not having the lyrics on the album?
Oh no, it's coming.
Okay.
That ink is just admin, to be honest, but it's coming.
Yeah. Guys,
No.
Just go right.
Yeah, no. We're sorted.
Yeah.
It's your other bras that are just taking too long. We're sorted.
Yeah, we sent in the lyrics.
Yeah.
I don't know like what's
it's the admin. It's just
Nigga, go listen to the guys you featured and just rewrite their shit.
No, shame. Some of them, even look, I'm the mumble rap guy, but I called Patrick. I was like, boys, who are you saying here, bro? This one boy, he was dribbling the tongue. I said, no, it's bigger. But no, it's coming out. It's gonna be alright.
That's dope. No, like that's another thing. I think that like things, like they always go, you read in different voices, right?
Sure.
So like even when you're reading the lyrics, what we start learning, we start learning to also like hear ourselves in your voices.
Yeah, right.
Right. So that was a big
make
thing.
it a little more personal too.
Yeah. So that was the big disservice that I felt when I was listening to the project, and I was
wanted
like,
to see what we wanted to.
Oh no, we'll cater to you. Don't worry.
And obviously I also need to prepare for the interview.
Oh wait.
So I also have I don't have like the luxury of everyone else who can go, I know so next week Saturday 40 guys. You know what I mean? So I need to get it in and hear what's been said,
We can do it again. We got time.
Nah, we good,
Yeah.
When I was checking out the interviews, I love the fact that like what you said, and it kind of changes my question a bit because I know J Molly been out a bit, you had Should Be Young on the joint also, and it's almost like you moved the tour and you put it into the album to a certain extent.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean the tour is dead either.
Yeah.
The tour
be a real thing.
still,
I mean now,
be,
like the country's open, so
there's all the more reason.
Yeah.
But also, I think like I'm a big fan of like, you know how like everybody goes to school and they study and then you get that paper, right? That says, yo, I've gotten my matric. And then you prepare you work or whatever part-time, you prepare your CV, say, yo, these are my skills, right? We can't make a tour without our CV.
Yeah.
The album is our CV.
Let's go.
Do you know what I'm saying? This is the product that says, okay, cool, we've created the product, therefore this thing can happen.
Yeah.
Therefore the tour can happen.
Yeah.
It's gonna actualize the tour by giving an idea of what it's already about. I don't think the one could have happened without the other, and vice versa.
I mean, I was gonna ask about the Priddy story, but like and how the connection happened there, because he almost seemed like a little bit out of the pocket of your world.
Right,
you know what I mean? But another guy who's got the skills, he could do anything.
Yeah.
But he almost seemed like out the pocket, but I could see that there could have been a fashion link was Maglera. You even have him on 2 joints also.
Yeah, for real.
You know
That's personal.
Yeah.
Maglera is personal.
Yeah.
Like
no,
that,
like,
yeah.
I don't even remember where we met him,
but
but
the love was just always there.
His energy was like amazing.
The love was always 100%.
Yeah, you know, and he's always down to have like very like heartfelt conversations and like tell you about where he's from and understand where you're from. So I think like because we had like just such a genuine connection from the first time, every time we linked up in studio, it was like, it made so much sense like to us.
And I think more than that, I think what's scaring me about a bit of your question is that like you're kind of saying like they kind of felt like they weren't in our pocket. I think that for me has been the most important things. You know, I mean, it was like years ago when we were still coming up and I wanted to get Rolene on our sound. Do you get what I'm saying? I always thought about how she kind of would sound on our shit. It's like, how do you have like a Taylor Swift and Future song, for instance? Like those things happen that side. Why the fuck is it not happening here? Just because we don't necessarily share the same environment or whatever doesn't mean we can't make something interesting and beautiful. Yeah. And that was the point I think behind putting those people, because when a lot of the time when people are collaborating, everybody tries to mix like everybody's sound. You know, so if you like have a rapper and then you have like an amapiano brew, then the song is going to be half amapiano, half hip hop. No, bring that brew, bring amaroto to our sound. And then for them, when we jump on their shit, we're doing their stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? That's going to make something a whole lot more interesting to listen to. And that's why it was cool to have Maglera on our shit. Like Maglera was interesting because I actually read an article, I don't know which one it was, but they were saying how we like use a lot of like digital like game sounds, which is primarily me. I've been playing games for years. So I was a big influence in that, but it's like he had already been doing that shit from like 2-player, you know, so that was already like a perfect pocket for him, you know. Priddy also coming in, like even when he was in the studio, what I love about Priddy was like, he was willing to embrace whatever we had. There were a lot of niggas who were like, oh no, but you know my music is like this, or I usually work with this like homie, like he figured it out. He was like, okay, shit, like this is how it sounds, okay, but I can actually do it like this. And he came up with something beautiful. And he didn't even say, oh no, but like maybe this bounce is weird and like nothing. He was like, yo, okay, I got it.
I mean, that also talks about an artist that's not insecure.
No, and he's absolutely talented with it too. Like, you know, he's absolutely talented with it.
He's very sure of himself.
And that's the most beautiful thing that you can ever have in anybody. And I think everybody should have that. I think everybody has their power. It's just about like recognizing it. So again, like no one should be afraid of hopping into someone else's energy. I think the thing that is actually making people afraid is that uncomfortability.
Well, here's the thing though. And this is what you must cut the genre out.
Sure.
Cut the music out. You're an inventor.
Sure.
You know, you are a creator.
Sure.
If I'm saying it's out the pocket, what is my job as an inventor? My job as an inventor, as a creator, is to show you something you've never seen before.
For sure.
Give you a different perspective.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
And that's what people keep forgetting though.
For sure.
People keep on, we can call it amapiano, we can call it hip hop, we can call it, but like, what are these guys? These guys are inventors. You know, and that's why we downplay ourselves. Because we call ourselves amapiano artists, hip hop artists. We are actually inventors. And when we inside, we create like a science or a chemistry that literally like will be something that someone will hear and go, oh, I wasn't here. Do you know what I mean? So there's even a science to what you wear, right? I mean, all these things, it's like never downplay your work and just say, I'm a rap artist. I'm an inventor. You know what I mean? I'm a creator.
You sharing mad positivity right now. I'm feeling you, blah.
Yeah, I'm just saying. You know what I mean? It's just that, you know. So with that being said, I love that you use Future, Taylor Swift. But the truth of the matter is that everything we get in the world, whether it was hip hop, boom bap, whether it was hip hop like rap shit,
it was just creativity.
It was
just
creation, inventions. You know, when I mean, like I listened to the 808s. What is it? The producer that I used to work with or if you just listen to classical rap, you listen to Jeezy, you know, you listen to New York rap, you listen to Atlanta rap, you listen to West Side rap, what Dre is doing, what L.A. Reid is doing, and you go, damn, man, these guys are all inventors. Because if you listen to music, almost unconscious, it gives you something here. It gives you a feeling. It's the only thing that gives you a feeling without doing anything to you. Who has that power? I ain't even touch. I don't even know you, but I gave you a feeling. It's only inventors that do that shit.
I feel that.
You know what I mean?
I feel that.
That's real.
So I mean, it's a real thing. You know, I mean. And I know you're like a bit cozy, you know, with sports scene. But I heard a line there going, you don't buy clothes retail, blah blah. So
I hardly do retail.
Now, how do you guys actually put together your fits? You know, is there a special whole place? You know, what is the journey on that? Like fashion really amuses me, and the guys that really put it together well. Like, I know, it intimidates me. Let me be real with you. Fashion intimidates me.
I mean, well, to be honest, personally, I bought clothes for the first time, like last year, than like ever in my entire life.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was like, I mean, it was a big thing for me, you know, so I was like, shit, I got money, I can do this, you know? But generally, like, our career has actually just made that like super easy, you know? And we're just like, we're also like super, we're like, well, I think William is a lot more fashion aware than I am, but we're generally just like fashion aware. So when people pick us up for things, if Puma says, yo, let's do this together, we'll give you product, we're like, yo, that product, not this one. Because this one makes a lot more sense for me than that one does. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, even with all the work that we've done with whatever activation, whatever brand, we're particularly in that way because we have an idea of self-image.
Yeah.
And you're not gonna ruin that. I don't care how much money you come with.
That was gonna be my next question.
You're not about to make me look weird. That's not happening. That's not, forget that. No, you're ruining, bro. You're ruining the swag. Bro. You're ruining the swag. You can't do that.
I mean, that was gonna be my next question because a big thing about you guys is getting the money, right?
But not at the expense of the swag.
Now, if you're gonna be given a deal to literally like that has the Champagne69 logo, you know, it's a retail deal. You know, you about to go out in the market, get your own brand, and they go, cool guys, here's 10 million up front, you know, but you got no creative control.
They were forked. Because can I tell you something crazy?
Yeah.
Is that deal is actually going to work. And I'll tell you why. I think if people had come with something like that at the beginning of our career, maybe it could have worked out. Now it's too late.
Yeah.
Even with all the like brand people that we work with, like I'll be on the phone, I'll be like, okay, cool, like you guys are trying to sell this product, right? That's all good and well, but you do understand that the reason why we work is because of the way we already look. If you take us out of that look, even your look is not gonna look good. So it's like, let me take control of this thing so I can make you look good. If you don't let me do that, your 10 million is not gonna be worth it.
All right, cool. 10 million is gone then.
It's not gone.
Carry on with your life.
It's not gone.
10 million
it's not going nowhere.
No, it's a deal. You got no choice. You know what I mean?
Trust me, it's not going. No, that 10 million is coming here.
You're going to take the money. You're going to compromise it, but you got to go, okay, you know what? I'll wear that Speedo.
Oh my God. No, not a Dorito. No ways, bro. No ways, dog. Yo, unless, I see that's the thing. There's always a finesse, right?
Yeah.
So if you were to say, yo, make this Dorito work, nah? I'm not a nigga that does Dorito. But if I'm able to creative direct the shit and put us in Cape Town and make it a Baywatch shoot and make it a fucking comedy, then we're fucking doing it. Do you know what I'm saying? There's a finesse to everything. You'll never see me in a Speedo. But my nigga, if that Speedo is like a Speedo and we're shooting a fucking,
Waves never die, bro. Y'all gotta have Speedos,
but I'm just talking about like.
This is me, the corporate.
Oh,
think about it, bro. Get your Speedo. Waves never
bro,
die.
You don't want to see my skinny little booty in a Speedo, dog.
No.
You know what I'm saying? You don't do that.
Oh shit, I'm fully loaded, you know. I was trying to, and this is once again where I go, where are the lyrics, you know, and because I might ask the wrong questions, you know. I was trying to understand, what is Mama Jack? Are you saying Mama Jack? Are y'all saying Mama Jack?
Michael Jackson.
I'm on my Mike Jack.
Yeah, I'm on my Mike Jack, yeah.
I'm on my Mike Jack.
Yeah.
I'm on my
Mike Jack.
Oh.
Execution,
The
dog.
execution.
Back to it.
I'm on my Mike Jack.
Yeah. swagger. For real.
But that's the idea, you know what I mean? You know, it's like we wouldn't be asking these questions if the lyrics are there. But like, okay,
sure.
But you see, this is an example of technique and execution. If you want to turn it around.
No, you're really gonna enjoy when the lyrics come out.
I will, because it's like a puzzle, right?
You're gonna
it's like oh.
No, there's a lot of codes in there, man. Giving away a lot of sauce in there, bro.
For CA,
Yeah,
I need it.
I definitely need it. I definitely need it. And then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna talk to y'all like that.
We can FaceTime. We don't even have to do with the cameras. We can FaceTime. We can figure it out just like that.
Why do they call you Mr. Do That Shit?
Oh, because man, I do that shit. You see me?
Well, you gotta do the pose. You gotta do the pose. You gotta do the pose.
See me? I do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they call me Mr. Do That Shit, man. Put that shit on. Yeah, because you know what I'm saying? I'm the swaggiest nigga here.
Alright, yo, man. I think that, like, you know, just listening to the album, for me, Waves Never Die, it's, I've been listening to this rap shit for, like, almost all my life, you know? And it's always, I'm always curious when I hear new sonics. I'm always curious when I hear sound. And I mean, there's things that, like, I go, oh, shit, this beat is fly, you know? Sure. And the next thing that pulls me, obviously, like, is definitely what's being said and everything else, you know? I love the fact that you guys are like, it's like, I feel the delay makes sense now. There's a mind to what you guys are doing.
Absolutely.
You
it's
know
super
what I mean?
intentional.
Yeah, you know? And as we move and we get into this whole new space, if you guys do go on tour, you know, the Waves Never Die tour, when would you guys get on the road, if ever, if that's a plan?
I think, to be honest, it's gonna take a while. There's still so much like ground to cover, you know, because we've been gone for so long. So right now it's just been a bunch of like radio interviews and like a couple TV ones to be set up as well. And then just kind of getting back into like the feel of like, you know, the streets and making sure that people have consumed the product before we actually do that. It could be a couple of months.
How's that been received? I know that you guys were on the charts when it dropped, on the week that it dropped. How's the project being received?
I mean, how you think it's going to be received? It's the best hip hop album in South Africa.
I mean, that's what you guys have been saying.
It is. It is the best hip hop. It's like there is not one human being that has come to me and say, yo, bro, your shit is whack. Because it's not, bro. The best hip-hop album in South Africa.
Bro, I'm going to show you a message just now, okay?
Sure.
You must understand what I'm dealing with.
Sure.
Names don't need to be mentioned.
Nah, don't worry about it.
But you see, this is what I deal with every day.
Don't worry about it.
Let me see. Where is it now? All right, cool. You see, this is the shit that you see. So I'm.
Oh wait, fair.
Oh yeah, fair. So I feel everybody says that, right?
No, we called it though, and the product is literally with that idea. Like honestly, I'm not a bullshit person. Yeah. I literally don't like lying. I don't work myself up into things. I don't like pretending. It makes me feel uncomfortable. I literally fold into a square.
Yeah, I love it.
This thing now is like how you said. There's a mind to it. Everything has been purely intentional. There have been so many hands that have worked in this thing over the course of 2.5 years. There have been so many struggles, so many tears, so much happiness, so many good moments. Like, all of those things are poured into this one project, and leave our emotions aside. You listen to the album and it's like, fuck, this is great.
Yeah.
There's literally not one human being who's like come and said, yo, bro, your shit is whack. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm welcoming that. Yeah, like, come forward.
Yeah,
like, if you can tell me right now, like, we're sitting right here, you can tell me right now, yo, the album is whack. It's not.
Yeah.
It's the best though.
Yeah. My mom doesn't usually like listen to us rap, but she was about it this time. She called me like, yo, Outside is my favorite song.
See what I'm
I love that.
Bro.
Yeah.
Do you know like it's like trust me, I'm not even bullshitting. I genuinely believe it. And I'm not gonna hide it. Genuinely I'm like, dude, maybe like, people are gonna be like but this and like that. It's like,
you know what it is? It's like it's cool to play like humble about things.
Yeah.
But this is rap.
Yeah, let's go.
And we gotta
This is where you must tone up the rap
we
part.
have to. And I think like I was having a conversation with Benny Afro about it. Like I think like we have like this little bit of limitation because we always wanna
tiptoe around people.
You know, we just need to jump that thing and become like fully like, yo, we don't care, we don't give a fuck, we are who we are, this is who we are, we're the best, you know what I mean? And eventually like the universe like works in a funny way of making you the best.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I told myself I'm fly my whole life, I'm here now.
There you go. I mean, though, because of how you guys are thinking,
right?
And like, to be honest, I haven't from your generation. I mean, outside, I haven't met people who are so open, who want to kind of collaborate with everybody.
Oh, right,
you
right,
know?
right.
I guess a lot of what I get from your generation is me.
For sure.
Or if not me. It's like it's this this anger at they not doing this for me. You know, everybody's blocking the doors.
I mean, we had that too. Sorry, we didn't have that. You know,
like in the beginning, there was like
it was just growth, bro. Yeah. I think you just.
But would you guys say that you open your own doors though?
I think absolutely.
Or do people open
I
your
think
doors?
absolutely.
Yeah, no, we didn't
we do have support though.
Yeah,
as far.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about it this way: you guys are part of the new wave, but the relationships that you've built. I love what you said because I relate to that.
Right.
The reason why I did my own shit is because I just feel like people like I fold because I think everybody's not real. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? So I'd rather just do my own shit and just like let's go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's
but then, you know, that also comes with the responsibility of understanding that like you guys also, with everything you're saying, have the job to teach.
Yeah, for sure.
So when I do say to you, yo, you gotta put up the lyrics.
Yeah.
It's not because it's like everybody else.
Yeah.
It's because your minds will take you further than your music.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? The way you guys are thinking is going to take you further than your music.
Right.
You know? So you have to also do the job of teaching the people who literally will literally go, amarabatin. No, when I have your phone, I need to fundega cool. I need to fundega cool. Go read.
Yeah.
So your job, I think a part of what you guys need to do is also training people into who you guys are. And I'm not just talking about like you guys, the two of you guys, but the whole generation, who it is. Because the guys that are coming like after you guys, it's getting even more complex.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I don't know if you guys are ready to carry that torch, you know? And that's why a guy like Riky would lean on you guys because he understood that also.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But I mean, I was just gonna give you a straight answer. I mean, that's why I created 69 FM.
Yeah.
Just like simply.
Yeah.
Like I was literally an IG live tutor. Like that's what I was doing, you know.
Yeah.
I think my kind of outlook on it is that you kind of find each and every angle to educate people in the way that you can the most, you know. I think we're very quick to like just generally now as human beings, we consume information and spit it out like super quickly. Yeah. So I'm also very like aware, so I don't give everybody my time. But if I can tell like your shit is genuine, and not even like I'm too cool or whatever, like it's just like there are people that are genuinely curious. Like there's a kid from Cape Town, Jack APK. Crazy. I found him via the show. Crazy kid. Like I speak to that kid once in a while, like, and I'll be like to him, like, yo, look, dude, just like, you know, stick to your guns. Or he'll be telling me like whatever he got going on. It's like there are people that will come forward and they'll be like, yo, I was at Megalo, dog, like in the middle of the shit. This guy said, yo, can I actually please speak to you, dog? I said, yo, what's up? He's like, bro, we're actually missing Champagne69. This is now a very serious agenda. You guys need to figure that shit out. It's those people that deserve time of day. There are all these other random people that are gonna tap you because they know who you are and they're like, yo, what the fuck's the music? Because in their head, that's the response to make.
Entitlement.
Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That entitlement of like, oh yeah, like you guys, we used to bump to your shit. It's like, bro, you don't care enough about it.
Yeah.
You don't pay my bills.
Yeah.
There are people that actually come forward and make the time, or they want to speak, or they want to press the flesh, or they want to figure it out. Like those people deserve the time. That's why even for my show, it's like the numbers would vary but there was always 30 people, and I knew every one of those 30 people, and I would give every one of those 30 people attention because they were always there and they made time. That's the shit that matters. You have to filter out all this like other cock of like support, or like people will just post one post and then it's like, call it like, I didn't even invite some of my best friends to the fucking listening session because that's just not our relationship, because they don't support my music. That doesn't mean I'm mad at them. That just means that's not our relationship and I don't give you time in that way. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? We also have to understand and make that discrepancy and know that one, it's not personal, but two, you have to be able to discern who deserves that attention and how much of it they're getting, because we also like, we're gonna run out of battery as well.
That's wise. That's wise. Are you gonna let him finish?
Yeah, no, let him do his thing. It felt like, it was coming from a very deep place. So I need.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of thinking.
Yeah,
I feel like that.
I do a lot of thinking.
I feel like that.
Yeah.
And you're truthful also.
I try to be.
You're truthful. You know, there's no better truth than the truth that you have about yourself and about the things that are happening, because that's the hardest truth.
For sure.
Because you might think that I'm looking flat today, this is, but there's no truth than like, nah, actually, I might have thought that, but I don't think so.
Nah.
You know?
I think it goes back to just like, we're very open in our music about like ourselves and about the things that are going on around us. I think even now with like the music that I'm making, like it's also very like reflective. I'm very honest about my flaws, and the things that concern me, you know what I mean? Like it helps the next person, because you're looking at me like I'm the fly guy, wow, but like I'm just as human as you are. And I feel the same things. And the things that you're thinking that I'm going through, I'm definitely going through them.
Yeah.
With you. So, you know what I'm saying?
And I want to close it up like this, when I think about like culturally how we need to look at each other, like I can only use money, You got the billionaire, who's who literally like maybe invested in the guy who became the 100 millionaire, right? That 100 millionaire, he wants to grow. He's investing in the guy that's making 10 million, That 10 million guy, for him to grow, he literally like is employing a guy that's probably gonna make like 100,000, That 100,000 guy, literally, he literally goes to the hood and hangs around with the guy that makes 3,000.
For sure.
So the guy who's making like the 10 million goes, but when I the guy with 100,000, where do you get this inspiration? Why would you so?
For sure.
He goes, I have a Numalume. And Numalume is like the guy who's the 3,000. So there's that chain from the billionaire who literally like will kind of scoop up everybody at the end of the day, which is linked to the guy that makes 1,000, because even the cleaner counts.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you know what I mean? We can't have this big business and then the hygiene guys come in and like the toilets are not clean. So the cleaner guy just becomes so important because we might lose our safety certificate to trade, right? So you gotta almost like, we almost gotta see ourselves like that in culture, but it's more from an age perspective, You look at it from an age perspective, you gotta go, you've got the guy who's done so much, the guy who's done so much, and the guy who's done so much. But the truth of the reality is that when the consumer sees it, they literally just receive. But if we already know that like we working together, we need each other, from the guy who's literally trying to break to the guy who's literally done the biggest thing. And when we build those relationships, we start planning around our understanding of what the biggest thing is and what the smallest thing is. And even when the biggest thing is like, man, being a billionaire like is not, like we want to be trillionaires now. Do you know what I mean? So it's almost like us almost getting that cultural understanding that like everything starts from us knowing that the biggest guy literally needs the smallest guy, and the smallest guy literally needs to learn from the guy that's a little bit bigger than them. You know what I mean? And whoever, like you said, whoever gives them the time with respect, that's the guy, because some guys are gonna be dicks. We have to have, this is the world, right?
Sure,
we must balance the guys that are gonna help and the guys that are not gonna help. We must balance good, we must balance evil, we must, you know what I mean? It's the way that the world works. But if we could see ourselves as a culture of, there's always gonna be the guy at the top. and there's always going to be the guy at the bottom.
Yeah.
But if the guy at the top literally doesn't like go to the guy that's under him, and the chain breaks.
For sure.
And I think that's the problem with our culture, is that like there's the guy at the top, but the chain breaks in between.
Yeah, and then the whole system breaks down, to be honest.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if we can see ourselves as that system, that's when people are going to stop going, no, you're a gatekeeper. That's when people are going to go, I'll use an example. I'm just going to go back to Rick. Rick would go, okay, I'm in my, like, in experience, you probably like here, right? And I'm here. But you know Champagne69 as an example. Rick would go, yo, you can even be fucking with these guys.
Right,
you know what I
right.
mean?
He's making that connection.
Yeah. And I go, oh, for real? Okay, cool. Let's go. And then I go from myself, past Rick, go to you guys and go, yo, what's happening? You know what I mean? You guys go, yo, Slick, you know this guy. And I go, oh, really? I don't know. Like the guy you talked about in Cape Town. And we like, and it kind of starts becoming almost like that connection that like is unsaid, but we keep passing. As much as like I will be pulled down, I'm also pulling up, because I go, yo, do you know about this, Rick? Or did you approach this thing like this? Or think about, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
to be honest, super quickly, I think people just feel like the ground beneath them is falling. Like they feel like if you pass something on, you're missing that opportunity for yourself. I think that's why it just never happens.
But that means that like,
that's my observation.
And here's my thing. You gotta balance life, and how long are you gonna be alive?
Yeah.
Right? If you're scared to give me something, that means that like it wasn't yours.
For sure.
And if you're scared to give me something, that means that like you actually think that you are only worth that in your whole life.
Yes, and there's nothing more to you.
You know,
Absolutely.
I believe in give everything.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you're missing so much more.
Absolutely.
And the more I kind of give, I remove that, then I don't have to be that thing anymore. Then I can go to the next.
For sure.
You know, we were talking earlier on about like the podcast culture and everything else in this type of platform.
Right.
I was like, imagine if I had issues with like new guys coming in. That means that I'm not fighting the future of where I need to go personally. Even if that future means that like I'm not in the same public stature, but I know personally I'm growing into something new. Now imagine I'm fighting with all the, and I could say, yo, really, actually, it's almost like close to like 9 years ago. I was doing these interviews. Where my flowers? You know what I mean? I could be fighting that fight, right? But like, bro,
you would say you had the hardest album. That was your time.
Listen, man, I got that. I've heard that. I got classic albums. See? I got classic albums. Fuck that hardest album. I got classic albums.
For sure.
For sure. My shit today.
For sure. Hey, yo, he's my dog. It's my friend. It's my friend. I know him. I know him.
But the truth of the matter is that it's that thing that, like, you know, we gotta almost understand that everything has got its time, and even some of our gifts, they like have got a season. And if you are scared to literally move into the next gift, you'll literally be stuck with a season that's not yours anymore, and you'll keep on fighting, and you'll keep being angry, and you literally like want to not give other people, but give other people, because you know what I want to do. You know, when I say I got a classic album, the roses I smelled when I was on stage and I was doing my shit on Squatter Camp are so fresh, bro. It is so beautiful. Like, I want to give them to you so you could feel it too, because the people that were smelling my roses, they mothers, they don't give a fuck anymore. But your people, I want you to smell, and you know what? You're going to take it to the world, because that's where the world is going. So your bouquet is going to be so much more bigger. That means your responsibility to hand over is bigger than mine, because I was just giving you like a CD market, a local South African market. Like, you know, if you talk about Casper and Nasty, like all these guys that are doing all these things, Focalistic, that are, when it's time for them to hand over,
the responsibility
like
theirs will be bigger than our handover. But it's the same energy though.
Right. Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So we literally need to keep on passing these roses, so when these guys catch them, they can go, I'm excited. You know what I mean? It's like, and look, we because he was all connected to us, we're going to keep referring to that. The only reason Rick and I could keep talking is simple because even if I disagreed with him, he knew that like, he knew that I had these fresh roses, but I was always behind him and going, I'm so excited about like, I'm so excited about like how you smelling the roses, and they're so much more bigger than even my time or whatever the case be. So when I disagreed, or when it wasn't like, oh, that old guy, or like, it was just a simple thing of, yo, we don't see eye to eye here, or we see eye, you know what I mean? And that's the power and the energy we need to keep. Because even with the Amapiano guys, everybody keeps on speaking like things don't change. Things are consistently gonna change. And even those guys have got a responsibility to see that. Because it moves from Amapiano and it becomes black culture.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you understand?
For sure. And I was about to say, just on that, like I was about to say, like, I also make personally, I try to make the biggest attempt at just like letting people know that just because we're hip hop doesn't mean like we can't enjoy Amapiano.
It's black culture.
Like it's like we don't have to like. It's like that's why it's like it's cool. Like sometimes how people say like Amapiano Brews are living like rappers. Like it really is just black cultures. Like we're all just together in this one thing. Like you do you over there.
Yo, fuck that rap shit.
Like,
I mean, I'm with my cousins who are listening to R&B, who were always fucking fly. Who were listening to international, who was always fucking fly. Ngati American. Nigga, I grew up with like you can even go to the 70s and
I know, but you get the sentiment.
But
you get the sentiment, right?
But,
you know what I'm saying? Like you get the sentiment. It's like, and I think, and to be honest, I also had to like unlearn that thing because I was very much like I was seeing the depravity in hip hop. I was seeing the kind of like the love for hip hop like disappear, and then it felt personal. And then not that I hated Amapiano, but I'm like, yo, but I'm on this side. There is no side.
There's no sides.
It's just one thing.
Guys,
there is no side.
Let me tell you guys, some people would rather be a poor American than a South African that's trying to be great. And that's the biggest underlying problem we have with South Africans. You'd rather be a poor American than a South African that's trying to make themselves great in their country. That's the problem. Now, if you look at that statement, that's the problem we have, like generally with like the kids that are doing rap, because they'd rather act like poor Americans than South Africans that are actually trying to figure it out. And trying to literally go, oh, this is part of our community. That's it. You'd rather be a poor American. Already there, that literally is it, that you don't have chances to be happy and be present and see what's happening and actually celebrate the rest of everything else and then collaborate with it and say that it's part of ours. Because you'd rather be a poor American than just be a South African that's saying, I'm gonna literally like struggle to be great or collaborate with my other brothers who are doing this that way, although it's not my sound, but it's part of our thing, we're gonna figure it out. And that's the fundamental problem with hip hop. A bunch of these kids rather be poor Americans than South Africans that are trying to figure it out. That South Africans that are actually trying to figure out and build things. Well, outside in the world, they're going, how is South Africa creating Afro-pop and creating Amapiano and creating? That's what they're saying about us. You don't want to be part of that narrative. You don't want to build on that narrative. You want to be a poor American that's trying to figure out us. Yeah, for sure. It's trying to call us motherland.
Well, look, to be fair, you know, I suppose we're reaching the end of this, but to be fair, I have something to say to you. Like, we're here now, you know. We finally reached this point, and we're gonna do everything that we can, you know, to figure it out
and teach,
you know, and teach. And personally, I'm really glad to have you a part of the journey as well. I think there are a lot of other, like, you know, young kids you could have had out here, but I think our conversations over the years have always been super cool, and that's something that also just keeps us going. You know? You're a part of that support, you know, whether we don't speak every day or we do or whatever. We definitely feel that support in the conversations that we have, and it might just be once, or it might be in the next 2 years that we speak again. But just know that we're good.
Teach, reach, grow.
Easy.
Champagne69, waves never die.
Yo, go get that.
It's raining, you know what I mean?
Go get that. Water.
It's raining, you know what I mean?
Drip.
And look out for that Speedo ad. We're doing it.
we doing it. Thank you so much, bro.
Thank you, James. Champagne69, waves never die. Get that streaming on all
platforms. Go download the album. Go.
It is the hottest album. Okay,
it is the hottest album in the country. Please say for me, my brother.
It is the hottest album in Saudi.
In Saudi?
In Saudi.
Easy.
In Saudi.
Easy.
Saudi.
Easy. Yo, I got him to say it. Classic.
This is not a paid.
I don't know what you doing at home.
This is not a paid for.
No, it's not a paid ad. It's not a paid ad. It's real work.
I'm just paying to make the content. That's it.
We out.
Shout out. Yo. Thanks, Jets.
Broadcast live